If you're new here, my name is Ijoma and I have been living in Nigeria I'm Nigerian, so I've been living in Nigeria for some time now, and I've traveled to like several countries in the past, but not within Africa. And recently I developed the interest to actually see places beyond in Africa, starting with my home country and other places. So my first West African country I've ever visited is Ghana, and I visited last year. In today's video, we'll be diving into which is better for living, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I've been seeing a lot of content and people moving to Ghana, some people relocating back to Nigeria, some people asking that question in the comment section. Not in my comment section, I watch all these videos about like promoting Africa, and people are like abroad that are making comments like, oh, I want to move back, I would like to move back to Africa, how do I start from? And I'm starting with Nigeria and Ghana because Nigeria and Ghana has always shared a tie due to our several reasons. We are both like colonized by the British, the ECOWAS tie, businesses. We've done just a lot of history that we have shared together. So in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into it, and most of them will be from my personal experience visiting Ghana for the first time, although I'm going to be using Accra because I lived in Accra and I stayed in Accra, and I'm going to be using mostly Abuja in Nigeria because I'm more familiar with that. So if you're curious of making a move back and you're from diaspora or just want to watch just to have an idea of these both countries, then this particular video is for you. So I also noticed that a lot of you that have been watching my video are not subscribed. Why? What's the reason? My goal is to hit 100k subscribers by the end of June. So if you like content about Africa, you want to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will not miss any other content in the future. Okay, so without much ado, let's dive in. The first one is going to be cost of living. I've written some of them down so that I could not have to like leave out some things from there. In Nigeria, when it comes to rent, I believe that especially Lagos, we're going to be using Lagos and Accra. When I entered Accra, I was telling my friends that it just felt a bit like Lagos. Like I felt like I was in another side of Lagos. Like different parts of Accra reminded me of Lagos. In Accra, for instance, a bedroom ranges from 1,200 Ghana cedis to 6,500 Ghana cedis. That's an article I read online. If you're a Nigerian, just multiply that by 100. To my surprise, in Ghana you pay monthly, right? But in Nigeria you pay your rents yearly. In a year you're paying like close to 1.5 million naira for a one bedroom, which right now, because of the economic downturn and all that in Nigeria, that's the amount you will see for a one bedroom now. But before, it used to be a lot cheaper, but recently real estate prices have gone way higher. So for food in Nigeria is relatively cheap, except until now, because of the price in the gasoline and the fuel prices has quadrupled, and just a lot of things have quadrupled in prices. But averagely, food is cheaper when you compare it to living in Ghana. For me, like when I went to Ghana, the things that people are complaining about now here in Nigeria, like, oh, food is becoming expensive, is like the amount that they regularly pay for food in Ghana. That's what's in Accra, for instance. But I'm saying Ghana, but just know like I lived in Accra, so it may be different from someone living in like say Kumasi or other parts in Ghana, right? When it comes to transportation and roads, I thought that you could only get traffic congestion in Lagos, but when I got to Accra, I also noticed that there was traffic congestion, but not as serious as that in Lagos. Traffic congestion in Lagos is legendary. No one comes close to that. I don't know about other African countries, but you don't want to try that. You don't want to be in a Lagos traffic. I'm serious. For transportation, you have different types of transportation. Like you have the cab, the hailing cabs. You have them in Nigeria, you have them in Ghana. In Ghana, you have the likes of Yango and Bolt and Uber. Nigeria, you have Bolt, Uber, InDrive, and just there are other ones too as well. There's also public transports which you have, like it's called the tricycles, called keke napep here. You have them in Ghana as well, but they look a bit different in Ghana and compared to the one in Nigeria, but it's still the same. And then you have like bikes here, but they're not allowed in every part of Nigeria. And also you see bikes in Ghana too. And you also have the buses that takes you around. Those ones are a lot more cheaper to use. If you talk about electricity that is a lot more stable, you find that in Ghana. And I'm not sure about the internet because I use the internet, but I cannot really compare. But according to what I found online, electricity and internet are a lot more stable in Ghana. That doesn't mean that they don't have unstable lights sometimes, because when I went to Ghana, I thought Ghana just never had like interruption with the power. But when I was in Ghana, while I was in Ghana, I noticed that for 3 consecutive days there was power outage for some time, like 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes. Able to compare, I used the internet in Ghana and I've been using the ones in Nigeria. Internet speed and the cost are better in Ghana than in Nigeria, but in Nigeria we have more internet providers. You actually enjoy both countries, whether Ghana or Nigeria, as long as you're earning in foreign currency, because the minimum wage is not impressive. I checked for Ghana. I think the minimum wage is about 18 cedis per day, right? If I'm not wrong. If you're a Ghanaian, please let me know in the comment section, because when I was checking online, that's what I saw. And that would average to about 450 in a month, or about 500 cedis a month, which in Nigeria to recently the minimum wage has been increased, but I don't know if it's affected yet. It's like 70,000 in a month, 70,000 naira in a month. So I'll put that in dollar here, and just to make you understand that okay, it's not really the best, but if you are earning in foreign currencies, or you work in like in an international organization, or just happen to work remotely, you're going to enjoy both countries. But Ghana may offer you more stability. But if you're hustling locally, Nigeria may give you more edge with the different pricing when like it comes to like pricing your goods and all that. So, and depending on the area that you are in Nigeria, where do you think is cheaper to live, Accra or Lagos? Accra like Ghana, or Lagos Nigeria? Let me know in the comment section. So let's go to job opportunities. In Nigeria you have a larger economy, right? For instance, Lagos is the powerhouse of Nigeria. First of all, Lagos is the largest city in West Africa and the powerhouse of Nigeria, and the population now is over 21 million. Because it's located on the Atlantic coast, it makes it the major hub for businesses, for trades, and it's just a great avenue for you to make it. Because Lagos is like the New York of the US. Like, you come to Lagos to make it in life. Like in pidgin English, I know come Lagos, come Count Bridge. So it means that it just like that same way, that's the vibe I also feel in Accra. And one of my Ghanaian friends told me, say a lot of people come to Accra because in Accra there's more opportunities for businesses, for jobs, or job opportunities, and there are just a lot more companies, international companies there, and you have the possibility of thriving in Accra if you want to, like, if there's something you're looking for, you're looking to do more. So Nigeria has larger economy, more business activities, huge population, so and more opportunities, but also more competitions, right? Imagine Lagos has like 21 million people, and you just have to serve 10% of that population by creating a product that will serve that 10% of that population. You don't have to go outside of Lagos, but just within that Lagos you are going to try. But it can be somewhat chaotic and not that like straight to the point. But if you put your head down, you're gonna get what you want. I have a screenshot, I will just put that on my screen. But when it comes to startups Nigeria, because the crowd is there, you have the crowd, so you're going to do well. Honestly, if you know what you're doing, you're going to do well. So if you're someone that is you have that spirit of entrepreneurship, Nigeria will be that country for you. But when it comes to job opportunities, like, will I have access to getting jobs here? I think that we can do better as a nation in Africa. I don't know about Ghana, but in Nigeria I believe that a lot of jobs, there are job opportunities that can be created for people, because we have so many things that are untapped. If you're coming from the diaspora and you study something that is maybe relating to healthcare, security, peace building, and all that. I believe there's opportunity for you in that sector. It just depends on the trajectory of your career and what you're looking for. And in Ghana too, I want to believe that that's the same, but let me know in the comment section if you're from Ghana. Infrastructure and quality of life. Oh my, I was doing my research on this one. Quality of life in Ghana is better, and the healthcare system seems to be doing better in Ghana. Let's go to safety and security. Oh my god. So I'm going to start off with my personal experience, right? When I was in Ghana, and when I will be speaking to people, I met some Nigerians in Ghana, and they would tell me that one of the things that they loved when they came here is that they could just leave their house at about 11, 12 and walk around, and they felt so safe living in Accra. Mind you, I was living in Accra, right? And that's one point of view. Another point of view is while I was in my first host, like the apartment I had booked when I came into Accra, my host, because I was so excited to be in Ghana and I wanted to visit other places outside Accra, and I was telling them how I wanted to visit Kumasi and I wanted to use like the public transport. And I would not lie to you, in their bid to explain safety reasons, I became so scared that I didn't want to travel. Like they were saying, oh, you don't trust anybody, there are bad people everywhere, like I should be very careful. Up until that time, I just had this ideology and idea that Ghana is the safest place one can be, and I was so surprised that I was getting this, and not from a foreigner but from a Ghanaian living in Ghana, like telling me that, oh, you have to be very careful. Like they even gave me some news that had happened in Kumasi at the time that I came, the week before I came, and they were just trying to give me precautions because they were saying, oh, you can't speak the language, and if I had to be in the bus and they ask me a question, or I have to like communicate with the driver, and they realize that I am not a Ghanaian, that some people might want to, do, like, it might not be in my favor, something like this. Because of this reason, I did not end up traveling to Kumasi, which I'm going to, because I feel like I didn't get to experience the Ghana, because I just experienced Accra. Even on the news recently, one of the safest country to be in, one of the most safest countries. It was ranked 4th or what number, please let me know, because I saw that in the news recently. So which is kudos to Ghana. That's amazing. In general, both countries have pretty crime rate issues that you have like going around, but Nigeria has a more significant security challenges in some areas. Some people make it to seem like Nigeria as a whole is so unsafe to live in, but I promise you that there are places in Nigeria where you can live in and you can enjoy yourself and it's safe to live in. So the next is going to be the culture, lifestyle. Anyone that you see that visits Ghana, especially someone from Nigeria, you always hear this thing that they will say, Ghana is way more relaxed, everybody's relaxed, chilled. It's like a very more laid back with the culture, a lot laid back and everything, whereas in Nigeria it's like, let's go, what's happening, what's up, what's the next thing now, So Nigeria is always buzzing. Lagos never sleeps. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, Lagos never sleeps. And I think that's the same for Accra. Like you have nightlife, the nightlife is great and all that, but in Abuja, for instance, Abuja sleeps at 9. I mean, come on, if you come out at 9, nothing is happening. Everyone is in their home. Except maybe for Fridays or something. We share similar food, funny enough. We share like really similar food in our country. In both countries share some similar foods. But we know there's always going to be the jollof wars, like Ghanaian jollof or Nigerian jollof. I'm not the one that will help you with that one. I want to know what it is, but you know which one is the best already. Let me know what your thoughts is, Ghana jollof or Nigerian jollof. Let me know in the comment section. Nigerian food is a lot spicier, because when I got to Ghana, I had some of the meals and some of the food, especially like the soups. It felt like I needed to add more pepper. I needed more spice in this soup. Like I'm like, this is not spicy. Like I need something spicy, right? So although in Nigeria the spice level is different depending on the region you are in, and Ghanaian foods are a lot more, it's a lot more like balanced. So in the sense that if an outsider, like let's say someone a foreigner comes into our space now, they might find find our food a lot more spicier. But in Ghana, they might find it more easier to eat. For the entertainment between Ghana and Nigeria, I believe that between Lagos and Accra, Lagos has a more stronger entertainment scene, more stronger nightlife. Lagos never sleeps, yo. Lagos never. So when it comes to expat communities, Ghana has more stronger strong diaspora community. A lot of Black Americans are moving to Ghana. Like recently, people are getting their citizenship free. They're giving citizenship is so easy to get in Ghana, while in Nigeria there's a lot of red tapes. Like to get into, I didn't know that it was hard for people to get visas to Nigeria. Like until recently, I'm like, wow. So when it comes to language and communication, I would say in Ghana, Twi is more spoken commonly in Ghana, while in Nigeria, Pidgin English is what unites every one of us, because we have so many languages that we couldn't just pick one, and so we use Pidgin English. I mean, we have a population of about 206 million, if not more. So you may feel a bit like an outcast in Ghana, in the sense that not an outcast in a bad way. So when I got into the airport, right, when I landed, I felt like home, but immediately I started to feel like I don't belong here, because I could hear a lot of people talking, but I just couldn't understand anything. So it just felt like, what are they saying? What are they talking about? I wished I could understand, but I didn't understand anything they were saying. But in Nigeria, if you get into Nigeria, in a public space, you will most likely hear people speaking Pidgin English, or if you see people who know themselves or they're from the same tribe, they might speak in their local language. Yeah, my final thoughts in all this. If you want a fast-paced environment, a place with massive economy, massive opportunities, business hustle, you love a challenge, then Nigeria is for you. And if you want stability, a laid-back, chill lifestyle, and easier bureaucracy, then Ghana is for you. But I do want to know your thoughts. Which do you think is better for living? Let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and also click on the notification bell so that you will not miss coming content. We're going to be shooting more content about Africa, starting with Nigeria as a country and showing the positive sides to Nigeria and to other sides in Africa as well. And we're also on our journey to 100k by June. And if you're not subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now. And until next time, stay shining, stay strong, and please do not give up.